Have you ever had the thought cross your mind about money being so hard to make? Have you ever asked yourself the question, right? Do I need to be working harder to make more money? Have you ever come across the thought of wanting money is greedy, right? Wanting more money is greedy. I just want to be able to help people. I just want to be able to help people. Have you ever had that thought cross your mind? Maybe you've had the thought that, or have heard the phrase that money is the root of all evil.
So the big question is, how do health experts like you and I generate more income, impact more people, and create businesses that work around their lifestyle and serve their family at the highest possible level? If you want the answer to that question, then you're in the right place at the right time. Whether you're a dietitian, a nutritionist, or a nutrition coach, this is for you. My name is Dr. Javier Carlin, and I want to welcome you to the Practice Revolution. We are a movement that is revolutionizing the way private practices are built so you can practice on your terms. So go ahead and join us and follow along as we learn, apply, and share the top business growth strategies that we're using to grow our own business and to help you grow yours, using only the best insights and advice from top industry leaders. So thank you so much for listening. Enjoy the show.
What is going on, everyone? We're excited to be here with you today. If you don't know who I am, my name is Dr. Javier Carlin. I'm a physical therapist by trade, and I'm the co-founder of the Practice Revolution, where we help health pros and wellness coaches to replace their income, break free from their 9-to-5, their job with confidence, and get to the point where they're making six figures and beyond. And so if that's you, you're in the right place at the right time. Now, tonight, we are talking about 3 hidden money mindset beliefs that kept us stuck and that might be keeping you stuck as well. Okay? Have you ever had the thought cross your mind about money being so hard to make? Have you ever asked yourself the question, right? Do I need to be working harder to make more money? Have you ever come across the thought of wanting money is greedy, right? Wanting more money is greedy. I just want to be able to help people. I just want to be able to help people. Have you ever had that thought cross your mind? Maybe you've had the thought that, or have heard the phrase that money is the root of all evil. How many of you have heard that phrase? Here's where it's like the telephone game. We hear things and they get passed down generation to generation to generation, and words get lost in translation. So the actual phrase is the love of money is the root of all evil. What's interesting is if you love helping people and solving people's problems, all of your problems disappear because those people pay you for your solutions. Interesting concept, right? So if you love serving people, you get all the money that you ever need. We'll dive into that a little bit more, okay? What about I can't save, I can't invest, I can't get wealthy with my current salary? Have you ever had that thought cross your mind? Because if you have, like I said, you're not alone, okay? I've thought every single one of these things at some point too. Maybe you hear your family, your relatives all saying, maybe you've said this yourself, oh my goodness, if only I would win the lottery, my life would completely change. How many of you have had that thought as well? It's very appealing, right? How amazing would it be to win the lottery? Win 5 million, 10 million, $100 million or more, hundreds of millions of dollars. Not gonna lie, I wouldn't mind it. I'd be lying if I said I did not want to accept that money. I'd take it in a heartbeat, okay? But here's what's really interesting. And I don't have the exact stats pulled up right now, okay? But what's really interesting is that most people who end up winning the lottery, okay, who win the lottery, hundreds of millions of dollars sometimes, I believe it's about 90% of them end up dead broke, okay? And so why is that? Why is it that even when someone wins hundreds of millions of dollars, they lose it all? They lose it all. Why do you think that is? It's because of their mindset around money. Now, for me, I'm going to tell you a quick story. So for me, I started to, I had my first job at the age of, I believe it was 17 or 18. It was with Cutco. I used to literally call people and let them know I was friends with their friend so that they would feel, and also that I was going to be, competing for a scholarship to go to college. And I would convince them to let me into their home to do a presentation, a demo, to sell them knives. Okay, I worked for Cutco, Vector Marketing. Okay, sold about $11,000 to $12,000 worth of knives. Pretty proud of that. But the fact is that during that time span, I did that. I got a job as a waiter at the time, Macaroni Grill. I was there for 4 years. And I got a banquet serving job at this hotel in Miami, downtown Miami. And shortly after that, I let go of Cutco. I was working 3 jobs there. I let go of Cutco and I started working as a physical therapy aide. Okay. So I was working 3 jobs at one point. How many of you have worked 2 to 3 jobs at one point or another? Okay. How many of you are working 2 or 3 jobs right now? And so to answer the first question that I posed for you, does working harder equal making more money? Let me ask you, does it? Is it going to get you to the financial promised land, your dream life that you want to get to? All I know is that when I was working 3 jobs, the only thing that I had was exhaustion. Okay. At the time, I was maybe making, when I was like 17, 18 years old, maybe making about 20 to 30K per year. I was also a full-time student, right? And I was working 3 jobs. I was working really, really hard for very little money compared to now. Okay. And I work a lot less, very little compared to what I used to work. Okay. And so for so many years, we've been ingrained with this idea that you work hard, right? You get a degree, you work hard and work harder for the rest of your life, that you'll reach financial success. Is that true in this day and age? The answer, probably not. The fact that people who have a bachelor's, a master's, a degree, or specialized certifications, right? All this schooling, all this education, need to work 2 or 3 jobs just to make ends meet. There's something wrong there. Okay, there is something wrong there. Now, in a moment, I'm going to go over the 3-step success formula. Okay, I'm going to go over how it works and how you can implement it today in order to live the life that you want to live. Okay, after that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break down for you 3 core beliefs. Okay, how many core beliefs? Go ahead and put a 3 in the chat just so that I know you're with me. 3 core beliefs that you must have around money and making money if you're ever going to have a chance at being successful. Okay, and when I say success, we can define it in many ways. For the purpose of tonight's training, it is specifically around money, okay, and making lots of it. Because what I have realized is that if you have a belief and a desire, and they're on opposite sides of the same coin, you're never going to get what you want in life, okay? Pay attention here. This is, when I learned this changed my life forever, okay? This is one major lesson that changed the way that I saw this, okay? Because if you don't have these aligned, you're going to be stuck, and you're going to be stuck for a very long time, okay? So I want you to think about this. If on one end, you have this strong desire, you have a strong desire to be able to help and impact hundreds, if not thousands of people. You have a strong desire to be able to buy a nice house on the beach, have a nice car, have a big family where you don't have to stress about making money or money at all, where you're able to take them on amazing vacations around the world or in the country, whatever your heart desires. You have this desire, this strong desire to live a beautiful life, your dream life, right? And on the other side, you have this belief where you think your mindset, and again, this is not your fault. I thought the same thing, all right? What happens is that we've been programmed, whether it was from other people, right? Our parents, the government, TV shows, right? I can go on this topic for hours and hours and hours on end. We've been programmed with these phrases, these sayings, these beliefs that aren't even our own. We didn't even come up with them. We just accepted them for what they are. Okay. And so what happens is, right, we were programmed to believe that if I make money or too much money, it's greedy, or only people who are evil make money. I'm going to tell you this, right? I've met really successful millionaires, right, that are the nicest people on the planet. I've also met some that are not so nice. And I can say the same thing for, a-holes who were really broke. And I've met the nicest broke people on the planet, right? Have you met someone like that on both sides of the spectrum? So if that is true, if you have, then the belief around if I make money, I'm going to be greedy or evil is just not true. But here's the thing, right? If we don't realize that and we have this desire to make a lot of money and help a lot of people and take care of our family, and on the opposite side of that, we have this belief that making money is evil, what's going to happen? You're going to take 3 steps forward towards your desire, and then you're going to self-sabotage because you have this belief that it's evil. And so you'll take 5 steps back. And so if you feel like you're in this wheel, you're spinning your wheels, right? And you can't seem to get ahead, this is why. Your beliefs and your desires are not aligned. Okay. And again, it's not your fault, but there is a solution and you have a choice to take that solution and run with it. So how many of you are going to want to run with that solution? Go ahead and say me in the chat. Okay. If you're up for it, because this can literally hold you back your entire life. Or if you start to reframe, reshift, right, these beliefs, it can propel you to where you want to go, to your destination. Okay. And so the first step is awareness, being aware that those beliefs exist. And then when you're challenged, right, when your beliefs are challenged, being open-minded enough to think, how can this be true? And where have I found instances where this is not true, your old belief? And where have I found instances that the opposite is more true? Okay, and then you'll start to think through, okay, well, maybe I should adopt that belief more because this one right now is not serving me. And so if you believe the opposite, if you believe that making money is a great thing, that you being able to make more money will allow you to donate more, right? More money to charities, you'll be able to build schools, right? You'll be able to feed the hungry. You'll be able to take your family on vacations, and not just your immediate family, but your entire family if you wanted to, right? If you believe that money is a vehicle for all of that and it's a vehicle for good, now your beliefs and desires are aligned and you can blow up, right? Propel yourself to that dream life that you're wanting. And so you have to be in alignment, okay? And so here's a reason. Would you like to learn the reason why most people never get what they want? It boils down to 3 steps, and most people have it in reverse. They have it in the reverse order. And so here is what this formula is, okay? It is the success formula, all right? Now, most people will say things like, when I have the time, then I will do X. How many of you have been guilty of saying, when I have more time, then I'll be able to work on my business. When I have more time, then I'll be able to start my business. When I have more time, then I'll be able to go through this coaching program. When I have more time, then I'll be able to do fill in the blank. How many of you are guilty of saying something like that before? I'm going to raise my hand because I'm not a liar. Okay. So I've been guilty of that. Okay. Some people say, when I have the money, then I will do blank. When I have the money, then I'll be the person who is able to invest in myself. When I have the money, then I will be able to, do whatever. Okay. So the people who say these types of things, unfortunately, will never have what they deserve to have because they've got this formula completely backwards. Okay. And so here is the success formula. It's stupid simple. And you're going to be thinking, oh my God, Javi, This cannot be true because it's too simple. Here's what I got to tell you, okay? Complexity, okay, complexity is what is the enemy of execution. Complexity is the enemy of execution. And the truth is simple. It's lies that become complicated. And so this is so simple because it's true. Okay, when I explain it to you, you're going to realize, wow, this is true. Okay, so the 3-step success formula is number 1, be, do, and have. Goes in that order: be, do, and have. That's the success formula. Okay, now here's the thing. Most people, they go in the reverse order and wonder why they're stuck. Have, do, be, right? When I have the money, when I have the time, when I have X, Y, and Z, fill in the blank, then I will be this type of person. That's not how it works. Completely opposite. Okay. That is why people who win the lottery lose everything, because they weren't being the type of person that they needed to be able to make, manage, and multiply the money that they had, because they started backwards. They had all this money, but they weren't the person who could keep all that money. And so they lost it. Is this making sense so far? You guys with me? If it's making sense, put makes sense, so I know you're still with me, okay? Now, I'm going to give you another example, just in case, that wasn't clear. Professional athletes, okay? Professional athletes. Professional athletes, what happens to most professional athletes after their 3-year career? That's, I think, on average, how long they last in professional sports. Most of them only knew the sport. And so most professional athletes, after a few years of exiting the sport, okay, guess what happens to them? They lose everything. They lose everything. Because they weren't the person who knew how to make, manage, and multiply their money. Okay? And so here's the real formula, okay? The way that you need to follow it in order to be successful financially. It is be, do, and have, not have, do, and be. You have to be the person, become the person, take on the identity, right? And what does being mean? Being means your thoughts. It means your mindset, your beliefs, your behaviors, your actions, who you are as a person, right? You have to be a new person in order to become the person that you want to be. All right. And so you have to think that way first. It starts with your thoughts. Okay. Once you become the person, and you can do that in an instant, you just have to decide. Every single one of you right now today, all you have to decide in order to become a true business owner is to decide to become a business owner, to be that person today. Do what a business owner would do today. That's it. Because when you be that person, then you'll do the things that that type of person does. And because you do the things that that type of person does, then you'll have the things that that person has. Okay? And so what's interesting is that we humans created a game, the lottery, where you can just skip a step. And it doesn't work that way. It goes literally against nature. Okay, against nature. So I want you to just think about this to drive the point home. I want you to think about your worst financial situation ever. Okay, think about your worst financial situation ever. Okay, if you put Warren Buffett or Elon Musk or Jeff Bezos, if you put any of these people in your situation, if you had them switch places with you, would Warren Buffett, Elon Musk, or Jeff Bezos, some of the most wealthy people on the planet, would they be able to turn around your financial situation in 90 days or less? Even if they didn't have their connections or their money, would they be able to turn it around? And if you want to see, I never recommend watching TV, but if you, especially, anyway, if you want to see this in action, okay, there's a show called Undercover Billionaire on Discovery Channel. Okay, watch season 2. Season 1 is good. Season 2 is better. Okay, watch season 2 and it'll show you this process that I'm breaking down for you at work. Okay, watch it. Promise you'll love it. You'll get hooked. Okay. And so do you think they'd be able to turn around your situation in 90 days? The answer, I hope, is yes. Now, why is that? Why would they be able to turn around that situation, even if they didn't have the connections or the money? They didn't have any of those things. Why? Because of who they be, their beliefs, their thoughts, how they see the world, how they see making money, right? Their beliefs and desires aligned in one direction. They'd be able to turn around your situation like that. Okay. So here's what we have to understand, right? If that is the case, then what do we have to do? Who do we have to be? We have to find the people, right? Find the people that have belief systems that serve them and serve the world at large. Now, you might not want to be as wealthy as Elon Musk, but we all have to agree, right? He's on a big mission. He has this vision to save the planet. And because he has a big mission and a big vision to save the planet, he's the richest, wealthiest person on the earth, right? And so would you say, love him as a person or not, but would you say that right now today, he has helped more people than you have? Whether it's through the cars that he provides enjoyment, fulfillment, status, right? And like, oh, we got nice electric vehicles. The world, right, where he's, decreasing the pollution that's going on in the world. So he is helping a lot of people, right? And so people sometimes forget about that. But because he's helping the world, he's the richest person on the planet. And so even if you don't want to get to that level, are there certain things, certain beliefs and thoughts and ways that looking at the world that you can model from him? Absolutely, right? Absolutely. So I have a few core beliefs that the wealthiest people on the planet believe, okay? Because if you start to model how they think and how they believe, you will become the person that can grow a business. You'll become the person that can help a lot of people, make a massive impact so that you personally feel fulfilled, right? Valued. And so you can make as much money as you please because you deserve it. Your family deserves it. The world deserves it. That you are known, that you get your message out there to hundreds, if not thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of people who are really struggling right now with their health, who can use you to change their life forever, to have better experiences, to be able to play with their grandkids, to have the energy to experience this one life that we have. You can do that for them. But it starts with these core beliefs. Okay, beautiful. So here is core belief number one, okay? Money is a representation of value. Money is a representation of value, nothing else, okay? If you don't get this down, you're going to self-sabotage because you're going to think that money is anything bigger than that. It's not, right? It is a numeric representation of the number of people that you have helped. And it's just a tool of exchange, okay? You receive a valuable service in exchange for this tool called money. That's all it is. Okay, so money is simply a representation of value exchange. Okay, that's core belief number one. Core belief number two, that the wealthiest people have, and that you should have too, is that money has no value until it is used. Okay, money has absolutely zero value until it is used. Think about this, okay? Money sitting in your bank account right now today, what inherent value does that have? Zero. You use that money to buy yourself a roof over your head, to buy a house. Think about that. The money itself had no value, but it allowed you to buy a house, shelter. So what has the value, right? The house. And so money had no value sitting in the bank until you use it to buy a house. Okay. Money sitting in the bank has no value, but if you needed a car and you purchased that car with money, the money had value because now you transfer that value to buying a vehicle that could take you from point A to point B. And so money has no value until you use it. Okay. I want you to think about this, right? Have you guys remember the beliefs that we've been programmed to believe, right? Have you guys ever heard the phrase penny earned or penny saved is a penny earned, right? Where did that come from? No, right? Doesn't make any sense. A penny saved is not a penny earned. It's the same old dusty penny. It's still a penny, right? Doesn't make any sense. And so we've been programmed that we have to save, 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 save. Now, do you think it's an accident that the school day matches the work day? Kind of crazy, right? It's not an accident. Did you know that it's not in our nature to work 8, 9, 10 hours per day? But we've been programmed to believe that, okay? And the way that they prepare us for all this work is through school. So that when you're comfortable, right, when you're older, you get even more comfortable with selling a lot of your time for someone else's little bit of money, okay? Think about this. I want you to like really wrap your mind around this, right? We all have 24 hours in a day, okay? And we're supposed to sleep for 8. Not everyone sleeps for 8, but we're supposed to sleep for 8, right? So that means we only have 16. Okay, that's a minimum of half of your life to working for someone else, right? And so think about it. So 16 hours a day, if you're getting 8 hours of sleep, okay? And then you're at work another 8 to 9 hours, right? So that's 16 hours. And then most people are commuting 1 hour there, 1 hour back. So that's minus 2 hours, right? So now you're at about 6 to 4 hours that you actually have a day for yourself. And then what happens? You have to cook, you have to clean, you have to put the kids to bed. And so you're literally left with like 2 hours a day to do anything. And we wonder why people are going crazy and mad and burnt out, right? And just frustrated with this system. It's broken. It's a broken system, okay? And it shouldn't be that way. And guess what? You have control. You have the power to decide what you're going to do moving forward, okay? And so most people, right, they'll do that, okay? They'll do that for years and years and years and years and years on end. And here's the crazy thing. They convince us that we have to wait for this magical old age, right? And then you're supposed to enjoy the fruits of your labor for the next 20 years when you're like 65, 70. Have you guys seen that image of there's a cute old couple, right, on a gondola in Venice? And they're on this gondola and they're knocked out, sleeping, right? It's a cute picture. It's pretty funny, but at the same time, it's kind of sad because we've been trained to believe that we have to save, save, save up to this magical age. And then when we can finally use it based on what we've been programmed to think, when we retire, we can actually use it. We can't even enjoy it. And so what's the point? What is the point? I want you to do some math. You don't have to do it now, but you cannot save your way to wealth. If you want to save $1 million in the bank, okay, it would take you, if you're doing, I think $100 a month, it would take you 833 years to do that. I don't know about you, but I don't personally think that I'm going to be able to live for 833 years. Okay. And you can break that into some maths and see what it looks like if you were to put more every month. I'm here to tell you, unless you're saving like 10K per month, it's not going to happen fast. Okay. And so it's just BS. So the second core belief you have to really adopt is that money has no value until it is used. Okay. The third belief, all right, the third belief is that money is just a tool and that debt can be a good thing. Okay. A lot of these billionaires, the wealthiest people in the world, actually also have the most debt. Okay. And again, we've been programmed to think that debt is bad, yet we've also been programmed to think that buying a house and getting $400, $500, $1 million in debt is okay. Interesting. People will literally, the real estate, industry, the banks, they got it down, right? You take out a $500,000 loan, an $800,000 loan, and a few days later, you've got the key and you're posing a picture right in front of your new house with that cute little frame that they get you. Super excited, super happy. And you just got $800,000 in debt. Interesting. Very interesting. Yet most people, when it comes to invest, and I'm not saying don't buy a house, buy a house, you need a house, right? But it's interesting how in some situations it's deemed okay, but when it comes to investing in yourself, in your business, and in your future, it's like, oh, I can't do that. That's a lot of money, right? And so I want you to think about that, and I want you to shift that belief, because it's also going to help you in helping more people and helping your clients, okay? Because you get to show them the value, how much more valuable your product, your service is compared to anything else that they can get in debt for, because there are tools and resources out there that they could use to invest in your services. What are some of those tools? PayPal credit. They can take out, what's it called? The credit card for health. Oh my goodness, I forgot what the name of it is. Care credit, right? They can take out care credit. They can use their 401k, right? Because if they don't take care of their health, they might never be able to use their 401k anyway. So might as well take care of their health today so they can actually utilize their 401k later, okay? There are resources out there, but we have to reframe the way that we think about money and debt so that other people can start to notice that too and realize, oh my goodness, right? I'm willing to go $800,000 in debt for my house, but I'm not willing to go $2,000 in debt for myself, $5,000 in debt for myself, $10,000 in debt for myself, $30,000 in debt for myself, right? Interesting way of looking at it. But can you start to see how some of these things don't make a lot of sense? Number 4, okay? Number 4 is the wealthiest people understand this. They understand that time is not money, okay? They understand that time is not money. That's another phrase that gets thrown around quite often. Time is money, time is money, time is money, okay? And again, if you've said that before, it's not your fault. Because again, we've been programmed to believe that, and it's just not true. So you're probably asking, well, Javi, if that's not true, then what is? Here's the truth, okay? Time is infinitely more valuable than money. Time does not equal money. Time is infinitely more valuable than money is, okay? Let me prove it to you. I'm going to go a little dark here, okay? If that's okay with you, but just to prove a point, okay? Because the fact of the matter is that you already inherently know this and you already believe this, okay? If I took out my checkbook and I said, I'm going to write you a check for $100,000, who would want it? Who would want a $100,000 check? Took out my checkbook, wrote you a check. No catch. No catch. Would you take it? I would assume that every single one of you knew would take it if there wasn't a catch. Now, for this example, there is a catch, okay? And the catch is that there is a stipulation. As soon as I write this check and I put it into your hands, you have to end your life. Now, how many of you want this check? I wouldn't want that check. You wouldn't want the check. So we inherently know that no amount of money that we receive is more precious than our life. And time is the stuff that life is made of. So we inherently know that time is more valuable than money. Okay? We already know that in our subconscious. All the money in the world, doesn't matter. We would not take that deal. Money is way less valuable than your time. Because it doesn't matter how much money you make. As long as you have time, you will always make more money. But you can't do anything. You cannot do anything to get back more time. So when you start looking at it that way, you start to change what you spend money on. You start to spend money on skills and assets that will buy you back more time in the long run. That's probably one of the most, I have one more core belief that the wealthiest people believe. But that's probably one of the most impactful for me personally. When I realized that, I realized I need to do everything in my power to get more time back. Whatever I need to do to buy back my life is what I need to do. Whatever skills, whatever assets, whatever people I need in my life to be able to help me get to my goals faster so I can utilize that money to buy back my time is what I need to do. Because some of you, right, and actually let's go over this quick example here, okay? For your clients, the people that you serve that need help with their health, their nutrition, right, that have, whether it's diabetes or other issues that they're dealing with, okay? For them, how much time does someone spend and waste trying to figure things out on their own? Right? Your clients probably go on YouTube. They probably look at blog articles. They look Google things, WebMD it, right? They spend all this time trying to find what? Most of the time, either the cheapest solution, and they've tried many of those, or the free solution. And they spend days, weeks, months, if not years, living in pain, unable to do the things that they love to do because they didn't realize this. But how many of you know that if they would have just invested some of their money with you, you could have saved them years, months, weeks of their life? They could have literally gotten all that time that they wasted trying to do something on their own, gave you a little bit of money, who's already invested 5, 7, 10 years of your life learning what you know to help them get there faster. Can you see how this plays a massive role in the clients that you serve too? Can you see how this also plays a massive role in your own life? So for me, I understand that time is more valuable than money, and I will give all my money to be able to buy back more time. And so this is a core belief that the wealthiest people have. Okay? I'm going to give you one more. Okay? So, number 5. Okay? They believe that after covering your essentials, the only purpose of money is to create more money. After covering your essentials, the only purpose of money, so essentials could be food, shelter, water, right? Your necessities, that after covering that, the only purpose of money is not to store it away, but to utilize it to create more money. Okay? And so for many of you, you might be thinking, well, how do I use my money to create more money? I'm going to give you the number one asset, the number one and the number 2 asset that you have right now today that can help you to make more money. How many of you would like to know what that is? You probably already know what it is. Okay? Number one asset. This number one asset, no one can take this away from you. You can throw all of your money into it. No one can take this away from you. What is it? It's you. It is you. Okay? Number one asset is you. No one can take what you know. They can't take your knowledge, your experience, your education, your skill sets. They can't take that away. Going back to the previous example, this is why Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, they can lose it all and get it back like that because of what they have in here. So you should invest all of your money into you. Follow Alex Hormozi. He likes to say, don't invest your money in the S&P 500, invest your money into the S&Me 500 because the number one asset is you. Okay, he makes hundreds of millions of dollars per year. So I'm going to listen to him. Okay. The second asset is in your business. If we look at the people who have a $10,000 net worth versus the people who are multimillionaires and billionaires, the number one asset that they invest in outside of themselves is their business. That's where they have most of their net worth tied into. So again, if you want to be at that level or have more financial success in your life, then we must believe the things that they do and then do the things that they do and also invest in your business. When you do those two things and you start to install these new beliefs, your life will start to change. Okay. And so those were some of the hidden money mindset beliefs that I had that kept us stuck for a very long time. And by starting to shift my beliefs, right, by starting to think differently, we've been able to more than 10x our income in the past 3 to 4 years. And so I want the same thing for you, not just for the money's great, right? But so that you can have more experiences, so you can have freedom in your life, have the flexibility to do what you want, when you want, with who you want. If that's what you want, then this is how you do it. This is how you do it. And I hope this impacted you as much as it impacted me, because it can truly change your life forever. And before we hop off, I want to end with this. If you are in a place where you want more money, you want more clients, you want more impact, and you feel a little stuck, and you feel like you'd benefit from support and guidance along the way and a proven process and plan, okay, go ahead and comment the word support and we'll connect. Okay. Can't promise that I can help you. I don't know if we haven't spoke yet. Okay. But what we can do is we can chat over Messenger, maybe hop on a quick call, see if it's something that we could possibly help you with. Number one, figure out what's going on, where you're trying to go, and if we might have a map to help you get there. We might not, but if we do, then we'll let you know. Okay. So if that's something that you'd want to connect over, if that's something that you'd want some potential support and guidance on, and we'll chat soon. All right. Hope you all have a beautiful rest of your evening, and I will see you next week.
Hey, what's up? Thank you so much for watching the show. I know your time is super valuable, and I know that you're here to learn how to grow a successful practice. So I have something special just for you. If you are a health expert who is in business or aspiring to be, and you're curious about how to grow a profitable, impactful practice, you're going to want to pay attention. Because as a person who is watching the show, I want you to win. So I've created a bundle of resources exclusively for those who are watching the Practice Revolution. So if you are tired of trying to figure out this game of business, marketing, and sales all on your own, and you're ready to implement what's already proven to work rather than reinventing the wheel, you're going to want to send us a private message on Instagram at The Practice Revolution. And simply just let us know that you watched this show, and we'll personally hand over $7,000 worth of trainings, resources, and coaching that is available only for those who are watching this show on YouTube. So if you want to know how to increase your income, impact, and build a practice that works for the lifestyle that you want and that serves your family at the highest level, send us a private message on Instagram at The Practice Revolution. Do it now so you can win big in your practice and in your life. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next show.